Hey there, happy Canada Day. Now I was gonna dress up for this video, you know, because it was like Canada Day and it's like a holiday. At least you're in Canada, right? July 1st, Canada Day. Gotta represent. Well, a couple of things occurred to me. First of all, I do have a maple leaf on my hat here in the form of the Winnipeg Jets logo. But also, I'm pretty much dressed like the characters in this movie would dress, or pretty much rocking that same look anyway. This is a distinctly Canadian movie about headbangers and long hairs and ne'er-do-wells and my kind of people. This is FUBAR. FUBAR is a Canadian movie made in 2002. It stars Paul Spence and Dave Lawrence as Dean and Terry, a couple of headbangers out of Calgary. I guess late 90s, early 2000s era. It's sort of a pseudo-documentary. Well, I mean, it's all staged and it's all fake, and these are just characters created by these two comedic actors who actually both wrote and produced this movie. Now, I'd never seen any of these actors. I just heard, hey, you gotta check out this movie, it's about bangers, and it's Canadian, eh? And it's pretty funny. So yeah, I checked it out. Like I said, pseudo-documentary. It follows the lives of Dean and Terry, a couple of guys that just don't want to grow up, or just don't want to take responsibility. All they want to do is drink beer and party and basically be assholes. Now, that sounds like maybe a little bit of a negative movie to be my Canada Day movie, but I don't think so. I mean, you know, throughout this movie, there's a bit of a, you know, the characters do grow and develop a little bit. They learn a few lessons here and there, but I guess I don't really learn that much because, 8 years later, they made another sequel. They made FUBAR 2. I haven't seen that, but I've heard they're just a couple of fucked up assholes in that one, too. But this movie, to me, is almost as Canadian as Strange Brew. It's about a couple of dumbasses that just screw-ups. What do they do during their normal life? What's their life like? You know, these random just idiots on the street. Well, they drink a lot, you know, like Bob and Doug do. They're a little bit more mean-spirited than Bob and Doug. They're kind of a bit more selfish and out for themselves. But they are very Canadian, nonetheless. Distinctly Western Canadian, too, I must add. And distinctly metal.
Just fucking metal, man.
You wouldn't think there are really people like this out there, but I've actually known a few. I mean, I grew up a headbanger in the 80s and the 90s, and at one point I actually did live like these guys in this movie. You know, could barely hold down a job sometimes. They're just in it for partying and, you know, meeting girls and stuff like that, and it's not really taking responsibility for anything, and just letting life just kind of happen to him. But then in this movie, Dean, our, I guess, sort of main character here, has something happen to him. He gets cancer, and he has to face, going to see the doctor and dealing with it, the treatment and stuff like that, and just taking responsibility for his life and not just throw it all away and piss it all away and be a dumbass headbanger for the rest of your life. It's not nearly as funny as Strange Brew, but it's more, dare I say, realistic, just because it is shot in that pseudo-documentary form. Yeah, there's not really a lot to unpack here. It's not a very complicated movie, but you get to see these guys and just how they behave and how stupid they are, and they literally are very, very stupid, and they just want to party. Just want to go out there and give her, you know? And that's probably one of the best lines in this movie is where Dean is talking about some stuff, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking to turn myself around and get my band back together and get this job or whatever and take care of my kid and all this, and sometimes you just got to get up and you got to go out and give her. And the filmmaker asks him, what does that mean? What do you mean giver? And he's like, you know, like you just get out there and you just fucking give her and you just work hard and you fucking do it. Like, and it doesn't really explain it very well. But let me say that every line in this movie feels authentic to me because I hung out with so many people that talked like this and acted like that and were basically the same as Dean and Terry are in this movie. There's some memorable scenes where they go camping. I'm not going to talk about the movie and spoil it for you. There's not really much to spoil, but it's fun. It's a fun watch. It's like just watching these goofballs like just falling all over themselves, just drunk as fuck and just out there giving her. And there's a part where they go on a road trip and they're the filmmakers actually didn't tell the people that do appear in this movie that they were in a fake documentary. They thought they were just like shooting an actual documentary. So they go outside this bar and there's like these guys like fist fighting like just for fun, and they're like friends and they're shaking hands and stuff, and then they're just punching the shit out of each other and they're having a great time, and they're doing it for the camera because they think they're gonna be famous on like the next Michael Moore movie or some shit. But it turns out they're in this like fake comedy documentary, which I think is even funnier, and they probably thought it was funnier too. I mean, they get to be in this movie that's pretty damn memorable. Probably more memorable than that actual documentary would have been. Yeah, I got a real laugh out of this. I'm not gonna say super Canadian, but it is, like I said, a kind of Western Canadian. I don't know, this is a kind of white trash Canada, where Strange Brew was the goofy, drunk, idiot part of Canada, Eastern Canada. This is the Western Canadian, fucked up headbanger side of Canada. Kind of the asshole side of Canada, I guess. Hey, you know, we're not all nice people. Some of us are assholes. I mean, well, I'm pretty nice. I think I might have been an asshole before, and I don't want to be anymore. Watching a movie like this reminds me of how much better of a Canadian I can actually be. To just not be like these guys. But what can I say? Hey, I got a kick out of Terry and Dean and their antics. FUBAR is, I think, a pretty appropriate choice for Canada Day. This is only my second time seeing this movie, but on this second watch, I think I appreciated it even a little more than I did the first time. I'm going to go ahead and give FUBAR a B+. A lot of people that are going to be watching this movie are going to be people like Dean and Terry that just think whatever they're doing is hilarious. And then there's going to be people that aren't like that, and they see this movie and they think these guys are hilarious, that might actually get something out of it. Some people are just going to let it go by and go, oh, that was funny. That was fucking hilarious, eh? And then there'll be others that are like, oh my god, I know that guy. Anyway, FUBAR, I guess, stands for fucked up beyond all recognition. But this movie wasn't fucked up. As a matter of fact, it was pretty funny. So I gave it a B+. So until next time, happy Canada Day. And have a good one, everybody.